Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. This is David with Geeks and Jocks, where we discuss everything related to Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and Pokemon TCGs, as well as news that happened within those TCGs. Today's video is going to be Yu-Gi-Oh Market Watch for modern cards on Yu-Gi-Oh. So without further ado, let's go into this video. I don't want to go any further without reminding you that we want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to comment, share, like this video, that will be really helpful, or subscribe if you haven't done so yourself. So let's go into this video. Coming in number 10, we have Divine Arsenal AA. Its low price, it's $62.98, and its market price is $66.28. It's being used in decks such as Zodiacs, Virtual World, and Drytron. This card has only one printing, but it has two rarities. One of its rarities being a secret rare and the other one being Starlight Rare. Both of these rarities came out in Phantom Rage. This card is very strong for any deck that uses the extra deck and XYCs, and it successfully keeps getting stronger. However, the price have dropped a little bit, but I think that this will recover later on. This card has been proven to be useful in a lot of combo decks, so, like I said, such as Virtual World, Zodiac, and Drytron. I think we should be considering this card for the future. I think this card will have a lot more use later on when more strategies are available. Coming in at number 9, we have Access Code Talker. Low price being $82.78 and market price being $64.98. This card has gained a lot of value. It only has one printing and only one rarity. The printing is an Eternity Code, and it came out as a secret rare. As more cards are leaving the market because they get buyout, you can see this card increase in value. This card sees some play in decks such as Eldritch and Drytron, as well as Altergeist. But since it only has one printing, we can see that the market price hasn't adjusted to the low price as of today. Then we move into number 8. That will be Forbidden Droplet with a low price of $91.33 and a market price of $67.99. This card only has one printing as well. It came out in Rise of the Duelist. It only has one rarity, being that of the secret rare. This card is specifically thriving in decks that are trying to control, such as Dogmatica, Eldritch, and Orcust. It does see some play. It does see some play in the Dogmatica, Eldritch, and Orcust type decks that try to control the board. And this is where this card has seen its home. Like I said, I think that the market will later on correct and will be higher, matching the lowest price on the market as of right now. Coming in number 7, we have Victory Dragon. A low price $75 and market price being at $80. This card has been dropping in value. Victory Dragon has two printings. This is the Retro Pack 2 printing, and the other one is Shonen Jump. Both of them are in secret rare. This card is a forbidden card. This card cannot be played and is merely collectible. That is why I think we have been seeing a drop in value, specifically when people are moving away from more recent cards and going more into the vintage and more into going more into the first sets that released. Also, like I said, this card sees no play in any type of deck because it is forbidden. It's a banned card. We have a number 6. We have Black Lucid Soldier of Chaos. This card has a low price of $84.99 with a market price of $84.99. This card has been stagnant in its price. It came out in Battles of Legend Heroes Revenge, and it is a secret rare. It only has one printing, with the leak that it will come out in Ghosts from the Past this set that is also releasing this year, so we might see a drop in price, but then I think it will recover because this is the first printing and only printing of this card. This card sees some amount of play, but it doesn't quite relate to the price. Even though it's a very strong link monster, its requirement is very strict. It means that you have to put in play 3 monsters with different names. However, if you're already winning that much that your strategy lets you put in spam 3 monsters on the field with different names, therefore it cannot be the same tokens, this means that you are already winning. Therefore I will focus myself in other strategy that those monsters, I'd rather keep them on the field rather than put this card in it. The decks that this card has its home on are Eldritch, Dark Magician, and Dogmatica. But like I said, I think this price is going to tank due to the fact that it's getting a reprint. Also to the fact that this card, even though it's its only printing, it doesn't see that much play in order to justify the high price on the card. Then coming in on number 5, we have Majin Soul, sitting at $84.99, and market price is $84.99 as well. This card only has one printing. It's an ultra rare in Legendary Duelist Magical Hero. This card has its home in decks such as Eldritch, Dark Magician, and Synchro. Some variants of Eldritch are the ones that use this card. Not every variant uses this card, but however, it does see some play in meta relevant decks. Therefore, I can justify this price at $84.99. If it doesn't get a reprint soon, I think this price will go up later on. So if you're holding off on getting this card, I might as well will be a good chance. Might be a good time to do so, because we haven't seen that it's getting a reprint, at least not yet. Therefore, this card, since it's a little bit meta relevant, I think this card will go up in price if you don't get it right now. Then coming up on number 4, we have Lightning Storm. Low price is $78.99 and market price is $85. As you can see, it's dropping in price. This card has only one printing, but it has 2 rarities. It came out in Ignition Assault. Its rarities are Secret Rare and Starlight Rare. This is being the Secret Rare. This card has seen a lot of play in several types of decks, just because if you go second, this is a card you will be looking to play. This is a great sideboard strategy. It has very little constraints of what deck can use it. Has 2 mods. One of them, it's destroy your opponent's attack position monsters, and the other one is to destroy spell and traps, so it gets rid of the back row. You can only use one of these per turn, but the caveat is that you cannot have face up cards yourself. Therefore, this card, it's mainly for when you're going second. If not, you can choose a strategy such as Guru Control that has very little face up attack monsters. It basically, all of its monsters can go back into defense face down position. Therefore, they can abuse this card a little bit more. However, this card, it's really helpful. It's seen its home in a lot of decks, especially in the sideboard. With no reprint in sight, I think this card, it's just retracing a little bit, but it will go back up if it doesn't get a reprint soon. Then coming up at number 3, we have Pot of Prosperity. Low price, it's $94.50 and market price is $94.50. This card just came out. These are pre-release prices. This price might go down next week, but I think they will go up eventually. This card is extremely good for combo decks as well as control decks. And those are the 2 types that are warping the format at the moment. Those are the most meta relevant. Type of decks. And I do think that this card will retrace a little bit and then go back up. This card, like I said, it just came out in Blazing Vortex. As of this weekend, it's a sneak peek. And then next week it will go on into release. I think this price will go down a little bit. And by next week, if you want to get them, you should get them because that's the cheapest they're going to be. This is a OCG import, and it's a very good card. It might replace Pot of Extravagance just because the mechanics are so much better. And in that sense, it will push Pot of Extravagance to a lesser important spot in the... And it's very generic, so it will see its home in a lot of decks going forward. Then on number 2 we have Evil Hero Adusted Gold. This has only one printing. It's a Legendary Duelist Immortal Destiny. Its price is $98.19. A low price and market price is $98.19. It has been stagnant. This card sees its home in all the hero decks. However, they have not been meta relevant lately or at the moment, and that is why this card, it's holding that price, but it should be going down. It doesn't have a reprint, but it's not meta relevant at the same time, so therefore it makes sense that it's stagnant, that the price hasn't moved either up or down. This being the only copy that it's available, it's at ultra rare. And we'll see what happens with this card. And coming in at number 1, we have Triple Tactics Talent coming in at number 1. It only has one printing, but it has 2 rarities. It is from Rise of the Duelist. Its price right now, it's a low price is $84.46 and market price is $107. So you can see it has been going down. However, it does have 2 rarities, one of them being the Secret Rare, which is this one, and the Starlight Rare. It only has its home in combo decks, being Virtual World and Drytron. However, the later doesn't use it that much, but it makes sense because it since it's activated when opponent uses basically hand traps. These decks are the most affected by hand traps. They're resilient, but they are the ones that are most affected, or the ones that are going to be more affected, and everybody is playing hand traps. So it has 3 mods. It has 3 mods that can be only triggered if your opponent played a monster effect during your main phase. This turn, you can activate one of these effects, which is draw 2 cards. Draw 2 cards, take control of one monster your opponent controls until the end of the phase. Until the end phase, look at your opponent's hands and choose one card from it and shuffle it back into the deck, and you can only activate 1 Triple Tactics Talent per turn. So it has a lot of good abilities. The fact that it can only be activated if your opponent activated a monster effect during main phase. However, this is very common, especially in the format that we're in. All of its effects are really good. It only has 1 printing. Might get reprinted later on, but it hasn't had a date yet where it's going to be reprinted. Therefore, I think this card should correct itself and go back in price, just because it is meta relevant and it's also used in meta relevant decks at the moment. And last but not least, I do have some special considerations of the cards I think we should be looking and keeping on our radar. We have the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon combo, which is Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Low price is $53.19 and market price is $52.74. It is going up in price. Then we have Predapan Verde Anaconda, which is sitting at $30 right now. And we have Red Eyes Fusion, which the super rare has been spiking up in price to going up to $25. These cards are seen home in a lot of control decks, such as Guru Control, which it's the one I play. I think we should keep these cards in our radar because I think Dark Dragoon, it's not where it should be on price. I think this card is going to go way up. And since you have now Pot of Prosperity, and it's one card that can help you out, because you basically are assuring that you're going to keep this card, because the difference between Pot of Extravagance and Pot of Prosperity is the fact that you control which cards you exile. I think this strategy is going to see a lot more play, so don't be surprised if these cards go up in price later on. This card just came out last year in 10 of Lost Memories, and I think it is an ultra rare. However, I do think that this card was the chase card of that set. And if you check eBay and TCG Player, a lot less sealed product is available. But it's fairly new, so I don't know. Maybe it gets cracked a lot more and it goes down in price. But I think since it's meta relevant and it's gonna be very format warping, I think this card we should keep our eyes on. I think we should keep our eyes on this card. Without further ado, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked, comment, or shared this video, please do so. If you haven't subscribed yourself, that will be really helpful if you do. Thank you so much. This video was brought to you by Dex and by Game Inc. Both are linked in the description of this video. See you in the next one.